Hello and welcome. I'm some guy you've never heard of, and this is Some Guy Listens to It All, Chapter 1, Brown Eyed Girls. So, just a friendly disclaimer before we get started. These are solely my thoughts and opinions about the music of this group. I am not in any way, shape, or form a music industry professional, and my opinions should not be perceived as an objective analysis of quality, because frankly, they're not. I'm an individual with unique tastes, just like you, dear viewer. I might say some negative things about something you love. Please keep in mind that this is in no way an attack on your tastes. We just differ, and that's okay. And if you want to argue, that's alright. There's a comment section, or you can make your own video to refute my views and express your own. And also, I'm listening on Spotify, so if I missed something, then it wasn't there. I don't necessarily have the time and resources to track down other music on other platforms. So without further ado, let's get to it. So, this is Brown Eyed Girls. They debuted in 2006, four-member group, Narsha, Jaya, Gayan, and my bias, Mirio. One of the things that I've always loved about Brown Eyed Girls is, they're about my age. Honestly, I think it's, Jaya is a few months older than me. Mirio was born the day after I was, but due to time zones and everything, I was born later in the day over here in Cali, so it's possible she's actually older. And then, I believe Narsha is a few months younger than me, and of course Gayan is like 6 years younger than all of us. But that's okay. So, as the premise of the thing says, I listened to their discography, and so I will share with you my thoughts. So in the background, we've got my favorite 5 of their music videos. This is Love, which is a very pleasant song. So they debuted in 2006 with their album Your Story. Honestly, Your Story wasn't really to my tastes. I mean, I did like Watch Out, Everybody, and 1, 2, 3, 4. But honestly, it's just too much of that like slow 90s R&B feel for my tastes. I mean, the music's not bad, but it's just really not for me, although Watch Out is my favorite on there. It was repackaged again in August of 2006, and from the repackage, Hold the Line was pretty decent as well. Sorry, I'm just pacing myself so that I don't run out of things to say before the end of the playlist. And speaking of playlists, I've created a playlist of all the songs that I liked over on Spotify. You can check that out on my profile, Some Guy You've Never Heard Of. If I can figure out how to link that somewhere in the description for this, I'm going to do so. But, I mean, I'm not sure how YouTube's going to feel about me talking about one of their competitors. Not that it's really a competitor, because, I mean, you use YouTube and Spotify completely differently. At least I do, and a lot of the people I know do. And here we are, my 4th favorite Brown Eyed Girls song, video, Sign. And like many of us, the first one we saw. Oh, this is so nostalgic for me. So in 2007, they came out with another album, Leave Miss Kim. The song There Is No Man was pretty nice. So was Leave Miss Kim, the title track. overall, musically, it was far more enjoyable for me than Your Story. It was a bit more funky, more driving beats, so definitely more my style. In 2008, there was the EP With Love, which of course featured the previous song Love. Love Action was on there, which is also a banger, and honestly, that EP just slaps completely. Then in 2008, in September, they had another EP with, oh, I'm sorry, for you younger folks or more K-pop oriented folks, that would be a mini album. I'm old. I didn't really get into K-pop until like the late 2000s, so I'm more used to Western music industry terms, where a short album is called an EP, basically an extended play. Basically, instead of just having a record that had one side, and then the B-side, and those two tracks, that was a single, an extended play could have like 4 or 5 or so. And then, like an album, we'd call like an LP, a full album, basically, a long play. So as I was saying, on My Style, which came out in 2008, the song You is a bop, and it also features my favorite Brown Eyed Girls song, which we will see later on here, and that is How Come. Da, 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 sorry, it's just so catchy. And then in July of 2009, there was another album, Sound G. Honestly, a good chunk of that album was pretty good. There was Glam Girl, Abracadabra, Addiction, Candyman, Moody Night. Those were all really, really good. And then also there was a repackage for that album, and that is where Sign, the last song we just heard, was featured. Now, I am not kind of new to this music video here, because I just usually go to the performance video. It's so good. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry, I'm confusing this. This is Abracadabra. I was thinking Kill Bill was next. Sorry. Oh, so iconic. And now I'm thinking about like watching old Watch Mojo videos where they talk about K-pop, and they'd like butcher people's names. They'd always call Guyan Gain. I don't remember what the rest of the video was about, but there was one time they were talking about her solo Paradise Lost, and just calling her Gain, and it was hilarious. Also calling Hyuna Hayuna. And that's how auto-tune should be used, in my opinion. It just adds an interesting quality to certain things, and it's nice there. So getting back down to my breakdown here. In April 2010, they released a mini album called Festa on Ice 2010, which, honestly, I don't know why Spotify lists it as a mini album. It's really just a single, and it's got like some remixes on it as well. And honestly, I thought the thing was just pretty meh. It just really wasn't for me. And that's distracting. That is some good makeup on Mirio there. And then in 2011, they had another album, Sixth Sense, which the title track is, of course, a bop. Hot Shot is good as well. So on Love Motion was alright, and I'm pretty sure that Vendetta is my favorite song off of that album. There definitely seem like there's some Latin influences in that album, and if you've watched some of my top 15 of whatever year videos, you'll know that that's something that I tend to appreciate. Well, you might have. I'm not sure how often it's come up, but I know it's come up a few times. Oh, there was a non-album single, One Summer Night. I didn't really care for it. In 2013, they had Black Box, which features this one here. It's a pretty solid album. The standout tracks for me, aside from Kill Bill, are also After Club and Satisfaction. There was the non-album single Tonight. I didn't care for that. So yeah, I have watched the performance video for this so many times. It is so freaking hot. Like, everyone wrecks hard. Now, generally, I'm not a big fan of when they make when groups do this. I mean, I get that it's fun to watch, but I used to put like music videos in playlists that I'd listen to, and it's like, when you're not actually watching it, all the extra stuff isn't great. I mean, it's not very often that I'm just sitting down and watching the whole video like I am right now. God, she's pretty. I mean, they're all pretty. Baby, show me down. Baby, show me down. And see, we're finally starting the song, and we're like 3.5 minutes in. I absolutely love it when they have things like that to label the members. And then in 2015, they released Basic, which, I mean, seriously, completely a no-skip album. I couldn't really pick out a favorite. If I recall, they're almost all labeled just in Hangul, so it's hard for me to tell which song's which. But since I know how to pronounce a few characters, and that's about it. Because I went through a whole phase where I was trying to learn Korean and such, and so transliterations are horrible, especially for Korean. So I was trying to teach myself just how to read the Hangul. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to read something translated because then I'll try to pronounce it completely wrong. So let me just learn how to read Hangul. So I learned some of it. So I'll know that a few things represent certain sounds, but I'm not great at it. But that's beside the point. And then their most recent album was in 2009. So I think we're overdue for a Brown Eyed Girls comeback. And that was called Revive. Honestly, the album overall, not really for me. Wonder Woman was pretty good. And, no, Wonder Woman was alright. Sorrow was pretty good. Sorry, I made notes about everything as I was listening to it. And I swapped those two. Then they also had a non-album single, Snowman, and I didn't care for that. And now here we are at my favorite Brown Eyed Girls song. Oh my god, that iconic brave sound thing at the beginning. And I wish these were available in better quality. So that's pretty much my commentary on Brown Eyed Girls. Next month, same time, unless something unforeseen happens, I'll be releasing Chapter 2, and that's going to be on Block B. Just because I didn't want to start putting up polls or anything like that quite yet on what I should do next. And Block B is one of my daughter's favorites, and Like, oftentimes if I'm listening to something that's a boy group and it's like, oh, who's this? I like that. It's either like 17 or Block B, or it gives like those groups vibes. Or like I'll play something like newer for her and she'll tell me that it reminds her of like Block B. So in January, there will be Chapter 2, Block B. Then in February, who knows? If there's any group you'd like to see get this treatment, put them in the comments. I'm gonna try to alternate it, girls and guys. Maybe girl-guy soloist, we'll see. Oh, I love that eye makeup. You know, this isn't as popular as like pretty much all the other ones that we had on here, but I just love this music. So, thank you very much for watching. This has been Some Guy Listens to It All, Chapter 1, Brown Eyed Girls.